time for new fish. Salt looks amazing today. What do you say we feed her? Come on, Salty. Come on, Salt. No. Slow down. That's a good girl. Good girl, Salty. Up. Whoa. Hey, that's my knee. Up here. Hey. Oh, stand up. She's getting a little bit close to me. All right, Salt. Whoa. Okay, Salt. You're amazing. I love you, girl. The other one's gonna stay in. Okay. Yeah, the bane of my existence, the alligator enclosure. We've been trying to fix this leak for like a year and a half now, and we've done everything. We've tried to reseal it. We've done like total teardowns to the point where we've tried to fix everything, and we haven't been able to do it. But the good news is, my friend Ed, the pond professor over at Aquascape, by the way, check him out. He's really cool. Link in the description. He's actually going to come out in a few weeks. Where the waterfall actually meets there, that lip right there, we have to rip the entire front rock off here. It's actually a connection that you screw together, where there's supposed to be like a gasket that basically goes down through the back. Well, unfortunately, when Universal Rock made this, they didn't use that gasket. And because the polyurea is typically pretty sealed, they thought it would be okay. Well, unfortunately, you can just have a pinhole here or there in the foam for the polyurea, and then that's how it's leaking. So what we have to do is rip all of that off, put that gasket back on, and reinstall this in. So it's going to be pretty cool to get it done. Finally, in a few weeks, it looks like we're going to be leak-free on this enclosure. It's been a minute since I showed you the New Caledonia room. It's looking good. Actually, Jessica's doing a bunch of makeover. Look at this. This is actually a Deadpool line gargoyle gecko. This sucker is nice. And it's not fired up, but it's still absolutely beautiful. Look at the red on that animal. And production has been pretty good in this room, actually. It's like a little egg factory down here. Look at all the eggs we pulled just in the last little bit, which, by the way, there's some lychees. Oh, and look, we've now decorated the walls a little bit. It's really cool. Got a little nursery area here for plants. But all these eggs are going to have an opportunity to hatch here pretty soon, including some more lychees, which is really cool. But you know, one geckos that I really hope that we do produce here pretty soon are these ones right here. These are actually Europlates lydianus, or the lined flat-tailed geckos. Look at how cool they are. We actually have a pair of them now. This is the little girl right here. I'm not sure where the male is. He's in here somewhere. But with any luck, this next year we'll hopefully be able to produce some lineatus, because they are just absolutely incredible. All Europlates are really cool. As a matter of fact, speaking of that, we might be getting a new pair of Europlates, a new species we've never worked with, but more on that later. But for now, let's head off to my favorite local pet shop. I always love to support the local independent pet shops whenever I can, and Keys Aquarium right down the street is an awesome place that's been around forever, and I love going there. Hey, what's going on, man? How are you? Looking to get a couple fishes. Well, I know I definitely want to get a couple more anemones, because clownfish actually like nest in them and kind of swim around them. The one we have is so cool, so we need a couple of anemones. But I want another fish. I wonder if I can get a tang fish. These guys get pretty big. As a matter of fact, here's a bigger one right over here. So this is definitely too big for my tank. There's no doubt. Maybe a yellow tang? I mean, can you fit a yellow tang in there? Oh, this is another triggerfish, but maybe I should get the huma naka daka. Take a look at this. This is called a flame angel in the back there, and it obviously can live with clownfish. There's a little goby in there too. Oh, gobies always seem to be in tanks, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not a huge goby fan, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, he was pretty good with the Lakers, but this lionfish is crazy. Obviously, we can't have a lionfish in my tank. Definitely can't wait for the aquarium. Again, every time I come and see fish, all I think about is, you know, getting more fish for the aquarium. We're gonna have a lionfish enclosure. That'll be super, super cool. Look at the little snowflake moray eel. It's hiding right now, but gotta definitely have some moray eels. Again, not good for my tank. Here's another lionfish. Look how beautiful these fish are. These are a venomous fish, so literally when you get stung by them, it's bad. I mean, it pain, a lot of nervous pain. It's a neurotoxin. Pufferfish? Are you kidding me? There's so many cool puffers. Gosh, I want them all. Wait, look at this. It might be time to get some help.
Yeah, good to see you too.
I'm with Jacob here. Jacob, this is the thing. No, number one, I want a couple anemones.
Okay.
And then I've got, you know, 2 clownfish.
Gotcha.
And I want to put some kind of cool fish in with them. What do you think?
Absolutely, yeah. What size tank is it?
It's actually this exact tank right here.
All right. Yeah, I've got a couple good recommendations for you guys back there.
Go. So what can I put in? Something cool, colorful, awesome.
Yeah. So I think one of the best recommendations I have would be one of these flame angels in here.
We just talked about that. That's cool.
They're gorgeous, gorgeous fish. They are considered reef safe with caution, but I've never personally seen one that's going after corals.
Gotcha.
So I think they'd be a great option. You could do a little school of like the firefish gobies in here, those white guys.
Right.
Those guys are super cool. They're nice little community gobies. So this Midas plenty down there. Could always go into a bigger tank down the line. We've got like the pygmy angel in here. Those guys are super cool. They stay really nice and small. The royal grommas are another great one. Nice little like rock dwelling fish. They're cool. Just to kind of see us swimming in and out of the rocks and see them perch up on rocks. Every anemone in here is one that the clownfish can host in. These are really the best options.
These are the ones to go.
Like
okay, cool. All right, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of these anemones.
Gotcha. 2 recommendations for you would be something like that Sabay anemone right there, back there on the rock, or this one right up here, because they've got that really nice contrast with the white and like the bright blue tips. Carpet anemone right here, because that one, it'll just get really nice and full.
I like these 2. Let's grab these 2 here. Let's do that. Then I got to think about the fish.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get started on catching these guys out for you.
And while Jacob is getting the anemones ready for us, I've got to think about what fish that I want to do. I'll be honest with you, before I even talked to Jacob, I talked about that flame angel and how beautiful that is, and the fact that they obviously can live in with clowns because there's a bunch of little clowns in here. That may be the winner for sure. Gobies are kind of interesting and cool. And you know, it's one of those things where once I get them, I'd probably fall in love with them. I just don't think they're as cool. I don't know what it is about them. I think the flame angel is the winner.
A little bit on the smaller side up here, or there is a little bit of a bigger one down the bottom. They've both been doing great. They've both been eating like champs. Both been with clownfish in the past, so it's really up to personal preference.
Let's get the bigger one. Go big, go home. So the winner is right there, the bigger flame angel. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. It's gonna add a little bit more color to the tank. I'm excited about this.
Got this guy right here.
Take a look at this. It's a little baby shark in there. Oh my gosh, it's a little baby shark. This is so freaking cool. I can't wait to get sharks. I mean, we're gonna have a couple different displays of sharks. These are bamboo shark or banded
bamboo shark.
Yeah, banded bamboo. That black tip reef shark, bonnet head shark, bamboo sharks. You know, it's gonna be super cool. Definitely gonna have some displays of eggs too. That way you backlight them and you can actually see the little babies moving around. This is super cool, man.
All right, guys. Anything else that you guys want to look at? Or?
No, that's it.
All right.
Thanks, Jacob.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, guys.
We got our anemones, we got our fish, let's get back to the shop. And I'm so excited to add these anemones and fish to the aquarium. It's gonna be really cool to see them swimming around, and I wonder what Noah's gonna think when he comes in and sees them. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm using a drip for this water to go into this water, right? So basically what it does, 2 things. It acclimates the temperature, and it also puts a little bit of the bacteria from here into here, just so that the acclimation with the anemones and the fish are good. We need to let this drip for 30 minutes. And while we're waiting on that drip, we actually are checking on the colubrids here. These guys are about to go into brumation. Of course, this is a beautiful little albino Nelson's milk snake. We have a bunch of really cool colubrids that are gonna be going down into brumation. And how do I brumate this room? This room actually drops down to 52 degrees and stays dark for 3 months. So we've had these animals off of food for about 4 weeks. They clean the system out. Then we go through and revamp every single enclosure, bleaching it out, making sure that it's pristine, because you got to remember when these guys are brumating, their immune system is actually decreased. So we want to make sure there's no bacteria as much as possible, right? And then what happens is this little monkey right here. This is actually just a fan with a baffle in it, and it's hooked to a thermostat right up here, right? So I plug this in, I plug the thermostat in, and this runs to outside. For those of you guys that don't know, Michigan gets pretty cold in the winter. So we actually use the outdoor weather to get it cold in here. So it draws through here until this entire room drops down to 52 degrees. The thermostat shuts the fan off, shuts the baffle, and then no more air comes in until it gets to 55 degrees. Then it turns back on. And this is how we thermoregulate this room down to 52 degrees. These guys, again, will be down for 3 months. We shut this off, we start raising the temperature, and it's about breeding season. About 10 more minutes. Speaking of breeding, we still have a couple clutches left that are due to hatch. Weirdly enough, these guys are due to hatch on Christmas this year. I think we may be opening up some Christmas eggs for Christmas, which is always a great present. But we are going to start breeding all of the ball pythons here very soon, in about 2 weeks. So here in the next day or two, I have to inventory every single male, every single female, write them all down, and then arduously decide what am I going to try to produce. And that's an exciting thing, because then you start thinking like, oh, I could breed this to this. You get new animals up the size. You can get some new babies that are super exciting. So it's a really exciting time of year. But then after I get that done, we have to rearrange all the females into group, rearrange all the males into group, and then start to actually put them together. Within about 2 weeks, we hope to have the first males in with females, and then the breeding season begins. Crazy to think that we're still hatching eggs and we're starting to breed again. What a wild cycle that is. Well, it's been a half hour. Now it's time to put them in here. It's gonna be cool. And anemones take a little bit of time to settle in. So when you put them in, they kind of shrink up. Within a couple days, they start to blossom and look really cool. And this fire angel is gonna look so good in here. Kind of landed perfect, to be honest. That was kind of cool. Let's get this little monkey out here. There he is. Oh, my gosh, he's so cool. Look at guys, you got friends. How freaking awesome is that, man? Oh my God, I love this tank. You know, it's just a little tank, but the thing that's crazy about things to think about doing this giant aquarium, this is just like a 29-gallon aquarium right here. We have close to $500 worth of fish in this aquarium alone. We're gonna be doing 20+ thousand-gallon aquariums. It's gonna be crazy to think just the amount of money some of these aquariums are. There's gonna be some aquariums that might have $30,000, $40,000 worth of fish just into one aquarium, and we're gonna have tons and tons of aquariums. As excited as I am about this, it's crazy to think what we are facing. Hey, it's gonna be awesome, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it as it comes. I tell you, fish are so peaceful. Once we open up the aquarium, I don't think I'm ever gonna leave. Speaking of leaving, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, there's a playlist that you can watch all kinds of videos. You can also hit that subscription button. It would mean a lot to me. Also, hit that like button while you're down there. Have a wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, I'm not a huge Gobi fan, to be honest with you. He was pretty good with the Lakers, but